What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another boat video coming at you as promised. In this video, since we didn't get to it in the last one, we are going to tackle this live well. So you can see I already got both lids, the other lid's over there. So both lids are covered and complete. And the next thing is wrapping the vinyl down and around. So to start off, the way I did the last one, it seemed to work really well, is I got it all pressed down into place and then trimmed it so that the overlap wasn't going to be too much. So after I got the glue on, I wouldn't have to trim it. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'll set you guys up on a time lapse and we'll get her trimmed out. So it looked like my original cuts were actually pretty close. And one thing I do want to tell you guys, so you guys don't have to go through the same headache that I did, but the glue that I originally wanted to order, the Nautilus glue for the Nautilus flooring, was on back order. I assume it's coming from China, and with all the coronavirus and everything going on, they weren't getting any, and they just kept pushing the date back. And finally I was like, I can't wait any longer, so I ended up buying this. It's Roberts 6700. It's indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive, and it's made to bond to aluminum. It says if you have a rubber-backed carpet, it works, which this vinyl is basically a rubber-backed carpet. And it does work. I mean, it's sticky, but it literally takes 2 weeks to dry. And so you have to leave everything clamped up for 2 weeks before it's even close to being dry. So I did use it on all the main surfaces, but for doing all of this tucking and corner work and all of that, I ended up just switching over and using Gorilla Glue. Seems to work pretty dang good. Just the standard Gorilla Glue. And then, so you'll see how I do it. I'll apply it and then rub it in with a paintbrush and then clamp it all up with the wood support planks and everything. So let's go ahead and get started. And you definitely want to wear rubber or latex or whatever gloves, or your hands will be just completely covered. But this is basically how I've done all the rest of them. I'm going to go through and put a line of Gorilla Glue on the top and then on that bottom lip. Now all I'm going to do is use a paintbrush to just spread it out. Make sure you get all the surfaces good and coated. Alright, so now that covers those two surfaces, and then to get the final underneath surface, I'm just going to take Gorilla Glue and just go around just across the edge here where it's going to wrap under, and then spread that in with the brush. And then in the clamping process, it's helpful to have some pieces of wood. These are just scrap from that plywood I've been using. I'm going to go ahead and cut these quick. So there's my little secret. That's how I've been doing both the lids for the hatches and the outlines of the hatches. Now, do you need this many clamps? Probably not, but for doing all these large panels and like the big floor, I stapled all that, but all the large aluminum panels and this large hatch door back here, it took a lot of clamps, and to be able to do more than one piece at a time, you had to have a ton of clamps. So I think I ended up with, 60 or 70, and they were like 85 cents a piece, I think. So probably have $50-$60 into clamps, which isn't the end of the world. Will I ever use them again? Probably not. If I might redo another boat sometime, but otherwise I have buddies that are redoing boats and stuff, so I'll just let them borrow them. But there's one last piece back here on this rear hatch that I didn't get done yet. I'll show you guys quick. So this piece right here, and it's got 5 rivets holding it on. So I'm just going to drill those rivets out and pull that piece off of the boat, because doing it on the boat is going to be very, very difficult because it butts up to this other one, and so it'll just be a lot easier if I drill it out, do it off the boat, and then re-rivet it back on. So let's drill those out. And that's how I had to do all the latches and everything. And I can show you. So because of the vinyl, it's not, I don't even know what you would call it, but it doesn't bend as well as carpet. So making these super tight corners like this, it's not the greatest. So what I did is I went ahead and threw rivets with washers on the back to hold it down all along these edges, just to make sure it doesn't come up. And if I do run into issues on my lids where the lids might peel back from the inside, I can do the same thing, you know, throw some rivets through the side, hold it all together. Pretty simple. And that was my plan. If the Gorilla Glue didn't work, I was just going to rivet it, but it seems like it worked really well. So we'll see what the longevity of it is. But like I said, really easy to just drill them out and rivet them, and there's plenty of space. Because this boat was designed with carpet, these gaps right here are probably about 1/4 of an inch, just because the carpet was thicker. And with the vinyl, it doesn't look bad at all. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit more gap, but that's fine with me. And it'll leave room if we need to rivet through the sides there. So, but let's go ahead. I'll quit rambling and we'll pull that piece off there quick. Good thing we pulled it off, because there's still a bunch of carpet under there. Alright, let's get this other piece glued up. So on these smaller aluminum pieces, I've been just using this Gorilla Glue spray adhesive, just coating it really good. And then I still use the bottle of liquid for the wraparound edges. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get it all sprayed up and then get it all clamped up. I think I should still have enough clamps and enough chunks of wood to get this piece all clamped up. And that should be the final piece that I have enough vinyl for. And I finally did just get the shipping email that my next order of vinyl shipped out. So that should be here this week. And if all goes well, we'll be able to finish this thing up this week. And after messing with the console, you guys saw that I got that in the last video. If you haven't checked that video out, you've got to go check it out. Went through all the wiring under the console and got it all done and installed, and man, it looks awesome. It's not bolted down to the floor yet, and my original hope was to be able to get a 16.5-inch gap so that I could set my tackle boxes in there sideways. You can see it's not quite enough room to fit it in there, and then you got to add another inch for the 1/2-inch plywood. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that just because of the steering cable. There's only so much play in it. In order for me to move the console further back, I'm going to have to pull the cable out more here, and then it's going to create a sharp turn right here, I think. I just don't think that's for the best. So my next thought was still do the tackle storage all the way across, but just design it so that the boxes sit in this way. And I should be able to get 2 full rows of boxes and then have my plastics or whatever on the end. Maybe build a little storage compartment on the end. So yeah, I think I'm still gonna do the full length box just to extend the casting deck back further. And then I'm also still waiting on my hatch that I ordered. So I ordered a 14 by 14 hatch to go on the front deck there. But we're getting sidetracked now, so let's go ahead, get this baby glued up, clamped up, and we'll probably call it a night. Maybe do a couple other things. So let's get her glued up. Alright, as you can see, she's all clamped up real tight. That one was fairly easy, just basically a piece of angle aluminum. But a few other things parts that I have done that I don't think I put on the video. The seats, I ended up riveting all the seats back together, so those are ready to go. Still have to do that one over there, so I'll show you guys when I do that one, but I just wanted to do one first to make sure what I thought was going to work was going to work, so I show you guys the right way, and I'll tell you where I've messed up. And so far I haven't had any huge mistakes. The biggest mistake I had was when I brought this piece down and over. I didn't account, I thought this extra panel right here was going to cover all this area up, and it doesn't. So there was one spot between these two pieces of PVC that there was no vinyl, but I ended up just cutting it straight and then patching a piece in there, and you literally cannot even tell. So that turned out really good. And then the hinges, as you can see, I got this hatch all done. I riveted the hinges on with fender washers to the back, and then they're riveted from the front back into the main deck there. So you guys will see that when I do this box here, the live well, those two lids. You can see that lid over there. I've already riveted the hinge on, but I have not done this one. So I will show you guys exactly how I did it and what worked the best for me when I do that other lid there. But otherwise, it's almost midnight now. It's the second video that I've made today. As you can see, still wearing the same clothes. But I've basically been working on this thing all day. I think I came out here at like 10 or 11 in the morning and got that console and all the wiring all wrapped up in the last video. So if you haven't, check that one out. And basically, the next video we'll be working on the live well, finishing all those lids off, getting everything wrapped up there, and then probably starting in on this tackle storage area up front here in front of the console. So if you guys have any other questions, if you want to see anything else before it gets buttoned up, let me know. It's probably going to be the end of next week. This is Sunday, I'm filming this right now, and so I'll probably edit it either Monday or Tuesday and try and get it out there. But that's going to do it for this video. We're going to let the glue dry, come back tomorrow. Oh no, today's Saturday, sorry. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday when I get it edited, and I'll probably have this other video with the live well and everything, film that tomorrow. So, but yeah, so far so good. The progress has gone great here in the last week. It's nice to see stuff go back together instead of being torn apart, and so far everything has turned out awesome. It's basically the interior is going to be a brand new boat, so can't wait to take her out fishing. I'll have to bring you guys along a little more this year. But thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, any questions you guys have. All the positive comments have been awesome. I read every comment, so thank you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.